Okay, so yesterday, the 15th July seminar was a very good one. The one in June, right? Surprisingly, the place was a little bit bigger lah. So I feel that the energy a little bit spread out. So the 15th July one, we booked a smaller room. So it was quite good, and I managed to get a chair to sit down because I realized that the most difficult part in the seminar is to stand up for 2 over hours and talk. I realized the most difficult part is not the talking, okay, it's the standing up. Okay, so actually I want to discuss about this topic which I actually discussed in the seminar also, okay. Is it the mother of all problems, or is it not? Actually I also not sure lah. But I think things are getting more and more scary. Okay, I don't know if you all actually follow the news or the international news closely. Okay, one interesting thing that is a good news lah. Good news for us is that if you don't know euro is 1 euro to 1 USD now. Wow, so a lot of people want to go Europe already. Then another thing is the Japanese yen, right, is 100 yen to $1, about $1 Sing. By right, before that, when I go Japan, actually I go Japan regularly lah. So because of COVID, very long never go already. So before that, when I go, it's about $1 to $1.25 plus minus lah. Sometimes 28 cents, sometimes 23 cents plus minus. But now it's $1 to $1. It's crazy, okay. I will say that all these are things that is good for us, but the reason why our dollar is getting stronger, I think if you read the news, you also see that our MAS monetary policy to actually help to fight inflation is to increase our dollars. So when you increase the Singapore dollar, right, I think it makes the export and import cheaper. Okay, so the price doesn't go up that much. Don't know what happened. Maybe last night talked too much. So what is the mother of all crash that I want to share about? Actually, I've been following this thing, right, for a couple of months already. And I've been looking into people. Actually, it's not from the news, okay. It actually comes from YouTubers that is actually stay in China, talking about how the Shanghai, Beijing COVID situation, about the testing, and then some foreigners talking about how they separate the locals and the foreigners, and then later they talk about the mortgage problems, their property developer problems, their bonds never pay. Then later they talk about they cannot draw money. Then later they talk about their bank account being freeze, being frozen. I don't know, to be frank, I don't know if this China problem, right, is going to be a big problem. Actually, to me, I feel that the inflation and the increase of interest rate is not too big a problem. Because to me is that I feel that I expected it, because a few years ago I did a video about QE. I did a video about the US printing a lot of money, and then one day they have to do something to reverse it. And then during COVID, we know that so much money was given out to people for support here, support there. So now something must be done to take back the money lah. To a certain extent, I interpret it this way. So I quite expected this thing to happen, but I feel that the China problem is not expected. At least it's not something that I expect, because all along I thought that China is doing very well, earn a lot of money, so good lah, here so good. I see China people so rich, come Singapore, buy big properties and all these things. So I thought that the country is actually doing very well. The managing of the country is not too bad, you know. Then now we have this thing where people cannot draw money. People one day can only draw 1,000 renminbi or 10,000 renminbi. I also not sure. And then later they draw until they get frozen. Then now it's to the extent that people don't want to pay their mortgage because they are not getting their house, because they realize that their property is not being delivered on time, and they realize that their property has stopped construction because the developer got no money. But you see, this thing actually collides with news saying that China is helping the African to build this, build that, helping Maldives to build this, build that, lend Maldives money and lend this money, then that money. And then recently I saw this news whereby the Sri Lanka problem. So the Sri Lanka problem that make the country so poor, right? One of the reasons is because they have to pay their biggest debtor or creditor, I don't know how you call it, is that they owe China money, so they have to pay China. That's why they became so poor. So I feel that this is like a chain effect, you know. This is like an effect that is happening. It's like a big housing bubble or big GDP fraud from China. Will this big problem or actually roll to Singapore or not, or roll to the world economy or not? I really don't know. But I feel that this problem is big because the amount of money, the trillions that the banks, right, cannot produce. It's like back debt, you know, like everybody borrow from the bank, then end up they never pay the bank, then all this money is gone. Then where's all this money? All this money is maybe in other countries, they borrow to other countries, but other countries cannot pay them back. You know, I mean, at least that is how I interpret it. Like, I may be wrong, but this is the big problem, what? So what is China going to do next? Print more money? Going to be like US again? So I feel that the world has reached a standpoint where many things in the economy is very messed up. Many things in many other countries is actually not done correctly and properly. So I still want to say that the uncertainty level in the market is still very high. This time, I see two sides of the coin. I see some people telling you that the recession is going to be short, the recession is going to be a small thing. I see people telling you the recession is going to crash the market, biggest crash of the world and whatsoever. I see many different voices, especially on YouTube, by those finance YouTuber. I see A, I see Z. It's really total two sides of the coin. It's extreme, okay? Which I feel that this is bad because when there is two extreme opinions, right, it shows that everybody is lost and everybody is confused. There's so many misinformation everywhere, and then everybody got to choose one side to stand. So do you want to believe that the recession is short, or do you want to believe that the recession is going to be a big thing? So I feel that the Singapore property market will definitely get affected looking at what is happening. And I have to say that, again, the quantum effect is taking place. So quantum effect, we talked about this 1-2 years ago, which we already say that two bidders are going to be about 1.4-1.5 million. Will people buy them or not? So now I can tell you that most of the two bidders or three bidders below 1.2-1.3 million, they are still doing very well. But those at about 1.4, 1.5, 1.6 million and above 2-3 bidders, actually they're slowing down by a lot. So what will happen next? I'm not a fortune teller, so I cannot actually answer your question. But I just want to do this video to remind you that the mother of all crash, that nobody expected that this thing will happen in China. At least I can say that the inflation is expected after printing don't know how many trillion dollars. But nobody has expected that the China problem is so big that they actually even freeze people's accounts so that they cannot take money out, because actually the bank got no money to give back to them, you know. And people don't want to pay mortgage anymore because the developers are not building the building in time. So it's like the developer, the banks and the people. So the developer borrow a lot of money from the bank, then build, then cannot build, then lost money. Then the people borrow money from the bank. But actually the money from the bank come from where? Come from all these people. So all these people no money. So in the end, actually all the money is being burned. Where is the money now? You know, has it gone into other countries? Actually, I really don't know. But I feel that I also don't want to say too much lah. You know, all these are very sensitive things. But I feel that this may be the mother of all crash. It may be even more scary than our interest rate going up. So please be careful and This thing has been happening for months, and only recently you see the Straits Times announcing it. I can only tell you that the Singapore newspaper is a very happy newspaper. If you really want to see world news, right, you have to look for other newspaper, because the other country newspaper and the news outlets, right, sometimes they are actually very fast at reporting this thing. So actually I already know this thing a few months ago. That's all I want to tell you. Okay, take care, invest wisely, and don't anyhow buy property. Make sure you buy something that you can afford, you got holding power, and make sure your property got holding power. Okay, thank you those that come for the seminar. This year I don't know whether I'll do seminar anymore, because I told them that I was very stressed because I got a seminar on 15 July. So for the last 5 days I didn't go out because the COVID numbers were so big. Then I was like, if I go out and I got COVID, then I need to Zoom with the people in the seminar room, in the hotel ballroom. It's not good, you know, like people pay to see me talk, and then end up I got COVID, so end up I stay at home for 5 days. So I think I will do the seminar maybe after a few months break lah. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and see you in the next episode, and bye bye.